So Maggie went over this a little bit, but what were you guys doing before App Academy, and what was your motivation to apply?
I
Ronnie,
guess I
you
can
have the
start.
mic.
So the last job that I worked before I started App Academy was as a sous chef at a fine dining restaurant. My background is actually in theoretical physics, so I took a very circuitous route. And the reason that I wanted to attend App Academy is because I was looking to leave cooking, and as a career path, it was long term, not what I wanted to do. And so I wanted to get back into STEM, and App Academy offered me a way to do that without spending 4 years and paying for another degree. And specifically, App Academy let me do that without very much financial risk.
Cool. My background was in molecular genetics, education-wise. Right after college, I was a project manager for a little bit, and doing my senior thesis, that's how I got into programming. But it was a little too late to switch majors, so I just thought I would learn it on the job as a project manager. And I did a little bit, but I wasn't moving as fast as I hoped for. And then that's when I heard about App Academy, so I was like, I could either do this for another year and then get a junior engineer position, hopefully a year from now at the same company I'm at, or just leave it and do it in 3 months. So I switched.
Yeah. So my background is in math, and I started working as a mobile developer for like 6 months after college, and I found that I wasn't learning nearly as fast as I had hoped because I had a background in math, but I only taken like a couple CS classes. So then I realized like I could do App Academy and actually get there in like 9 weeks, as opposed to like you were saying, like 2 years and like maybe get sort of a junior role, hopefully move up. So yeah, that was pretty much the motivation. And one of my really good friends had done it and recommended it to me. So
So, as I said, in my past life, I was doing mechanical engineering. I did that for about 3.5 years out of college, and realized that I wasn't gonna make it through my 30s enjoying what I was doing at that moment. And I think, like many people here, I saw the Facebook ads for App Academy. I was like, that can't be true, right? And then it so happened that a friend of a friend went to a different boot camp out in Colorado, and I was able just to email him and kind of maintain a communication. And it seemed like boot camps were a viable alternative to like education today. I started the admissions process for I think University of Oregon State or Oregon State University to do their like online bachelor's program or post-bac program, but to do it over a period of 2 years versus 3 months, and I really was itching to get out of what I was doing previously. It just made sense to me.
So I was doing UX research previously, and I very much liked. I was coding for that. I knew R and Python, and I would do my data analysis in that. And when that I had an internship that sort of ended, and my friend said, "You know what? You really like coding. I see it in your face when you're on the computer and you're doing your work, and you should do that for a living." And he recommended App Academy. So we a friend of a friend that did that, and I applied and got in.
Sounds great, guys. All right, so there are thousands and thousands of boot camps out there. What made you guys be like, yes, App Academy is my jam. This is where I'm going?
So I was recommended by a friend. I was actually incredibly skeptical of this whole you're gonna learn how to be a software engineer in 12 weeks. So I did a lot more work before the course, and actually, what really gave me confidence was the application process. The application process for App Academy is very non-trivial, and I'm sure we'll discuss it later. But it was the rigor of they're not just letting anyone in here. They're really testing our knowledge of of our ability to code and our who we are, and they're not just taking any random bozo, and that made me feel a lot more comfortable. I am personally very affected by the people that I'm learning around, and if people around me aren't motivated, then I won't be motivated. What I found when I got to App Academy, everybody was super motivated, everybody was super smart, and it really, it was what I had hoped it would be. It really pushed me to do my best. So that was why App Academy.
So I actually was living in Los Angeles at the time, and I read about App Academy online through one of these or boot camp review websites, and it was one of the ones in SF that got a great review. Researching in further, it was very, as Ronnie said, low risk because you don't pay a lot upfront compared to the other boot camps where a lot of people take out loans and stuff just to pay it off. Whereas App Academy, you didn't pay until you got a job, and that was for me like very low risk. Besides just like living expenses at the time. Also, it's just like SF is a great location for tech and for these programming jobs. So you have a wealth or huge demand of programmers in this area.
Yeah, I think that it's similar to that. I mean, like I said, like one of my friends recommended it to me. And also when I was doing research, I was looking for some of the more selective programs because I'd heard like I think that I was going to like bash some other programs, but I'm not going to do that. Just some other programs I think are easier and sort of expect you to learn a little bit from the program and then keep learning a lot after. And like I wanted to do the program and then get a job. So that was a big like pull for me. And also like, yeah, being in San Francisco, like where else are you going to get like this kind of experience around all these other tech companies?
I think everyone has pretty much covered it. The biggest one for me was I didn't want to take a loan. I had enough college debt. So it was a great. App Academy sounds awesome. So I started the application process. And I did a couple of other ones, and it was just App Academy actually made you code before you got in. That made me super confident.
I think for me, like the biggest thing was that since App Academy doesn't get paid until I found a job, I knew that they were the company that was like motivated to help me find a job. Whereas for the other ones, you pay up front and like they can advertise that they'll help you find it. But I knew that like in this case, like our interests were very much aligned, and they were just as motivated to help me get my job. And I found like after taking it, like the post-course curriculum that was like helping you do the job search and thinking about that actually was like as valuable as the programming part.